What is going on, Q's Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. My name is Landon Cook, as always, and thank you for watching. Today, I will take a preview look to the 2021 Syracuse football season and give a hot take on predictions. And let me tell you, I could not be more excited. COVID is finally starting to take its root and end, and fans are ready to take in the Loud House, the brand new and renovated Loud House, as the Orange are looking to have a better season than last. And a lot has happened in the offseason, I'm sure of that. I am sorry I've not made much videos in the past few months. Things have went down, and it is only going to go upward from here. At least 3 videos or 2 videos a week uploaded per week. And the roller coaster is just getting started, folks. And before we get this started, I would like to show you guys what has been going on. So if you'd like to see the new podcast room, go to our Bleed Orange Instagram, and you will see a video of our brand new podcast room and pictures being uploaded to that Instagram tonight. Just thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. And it's only going to be upward from here. Now, starting in September, this is a way too early prediction. It is still early to make your predictions for football to see what will happen and what will not happen. But nonetheless, we are here. We're going to get it started, and we're going to see what's going on. So starting in September 4th, the Orange start their season on the road, in fact, September 4th at Ohio at 7 p.m. This one's going to be a good one. A great way to start the season, as last year they did not, in fact, have non-conference play. The Orange did get to play one. We will get to that once we get to the Liberty game in late September. But starting with Ohio on the road, the Mac Daddy of the MAC Conference, it's going to be a tough one, especially on the road. Opening the season to a team like Ohio is not something you'd really want. Again, you wouldn't want to really play some cupcake teams either to get you ready for the ACC conference schedule. So Ohio is a good, tough matchup. And the Orange do not have a cupcake whatsoever in their non-conference games this year. So we will see what will happen with that. Now, this is going to be a tough game. Tommy DeVito, if he starts, now this is going to be a good one because we have a new quarterback, the Orange, taking in the Mississippi State quarterback, Garrett Schrader. He did a great job last season, led his team to a 500 record. 6-6 on the year, to a bowl game. He did get a lot of playing time. Now, he reminds me of an Eric Dungy type player. He can run the ball a lot. He can throw the ball a lot. Tommy DeVito needs this competition if he is going to be great in the 2021 season. Now, as for my prediction for this first Ohio game, depending on who starts, if DeVito starts, if Schrader starts, I do see Babers getting the win after such a bad year last year. He's got to start off the year very well. And these are my totally honest opinions. I do believe, in fact, that the Orange will beat Ohio in game 1 of the 2021 season. Now, moving on to week 2, Saturday, September 11th, the Orange have their first game in the Loud House against our rival, our nemesis, the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Now, this game is on a Saturday at 2 p.m. on the ACC network. You can find this game. Now, Rutgers in the Dome for the first time since our newly renovated Carrier Dome. Will the game be sold out? You will wonder. It depends on, I believe, if we beat Ohio in that first game, which we should take care of business when it really comes down to it. You have to win those non-conference games if you're going to make that bowl game at the end of the year. Now, Rutgers. Next year, they have a top 10 recruiting class for the year of 2022. And you don't like to see that because New York, two New York teams, the Scarlet Knights and the Syracuse Orange, it's a battle between these two teams every year. And what you don't like to see is an opposing team rival in state get a top 10 recruiting class, because that means that you're not the New York's college team. That means that the Scarlet Knights are the New York's college team that other players want to play for. In fact, and that's just, it comes down to recruiting, and Rutgers seems to be winning the battle so far. New head coach, not this year, it was their last year, but finally starting to get the pace for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and they're ready to jumpstart. If I was to say the only reason I'm going to have the Orange winning this game at home for their first home game is for three reasons. One, the Loud House will in fact be very, very loud, if not sold out, depending on COVID protocols and what happens to fall. For number two, we have two quarterbacks to rely on. We have a great offense. It's going to look like we have Abdul Adams back, Jarvion Howard back after this COVID year. And our defense, we have Josh Black. We did have Trill Williams and Ifantu Melifonwu leave, as well as Lee Koba transferring. Michael Jones is going to have to take over that linebacker spot. But our team is looking pretty solid this year with all of our missing pieces getting back in order. Now, when you really look at it, this Rutgers team is stacked. That's number two. We have a lot of players coming back. And three, it's at home. And it's our first game at home. That's really it. It's going to be a 50-50 matchup. But I do see, in fact, the Orange going 2-0 and winning that game in the Dome. Moving on, and the Orange do not have a bye week until, let's see here. They don't have a bye week until the 30th through the 13th of November. Wow. October 30th, they do play a Boston College and then playing Louisville. So they have a bye week then that late in the season. So you got to hope that the Orange really pick up the pace in the early going and get a few wins. Moving on to the only cupcake kind of game that the Orange really do have this season is Albany. September the 18th versus Albany, Saturday at noon. The broadcasting level and channel has not been released yet, but Albany, Saturday, the 18th at noon. I'm going to say the Orange do win this game, and I'm going to say by a hefty amount, actually. And I do see both quarterbacks getting some reps in this game. I do see Garrett Schrader running for a lot of yards this season. I do see DeVito throwing deep a lot this season. That's what they like to do. And Garrett Schrader, in my opinion, is more of a Dino Babers quarterback. He can tuck it and run. He can make a quick pass to the side. He can block. He can do everything. Garrett Schrader is more of a Dino Babers quarterback, but DeVito at the end of the day has the mechanics a better thrower. Now, I do say the Orange win this game by a hefty amount, and backups do get some playing time at the end of it. Taking a fast-forward look at the 24th of September on a Friday night at 8, the Orange will go on to face the Liberty Flames. The Orange have been playing the Flames early in the season as of late for the past couple of years. The Orange shut them down after their huge 10-win bowl season, 24-0. And we thought they didn't play that great. In the next year, last year was the only non-conference game that the Orange had due to COVID and protocols, of course. The Liberty Flames did, in fact, beat the Orange, I believe, 38-24, 38-23. It was not really a close game. It was kind of over at halftime. And the Orange really have to pick up the pace in this non-conference schedule, beating the Liberty Flames, beating the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, beating Ohio on the road at home, on the road for the first game of the season. They got to beat that Cupcake. They got to beat that Albany. So that is your non-conference schedule, and I'm going to have the Orange falling to Liberty for their first loss of the season. That puts them at 3-1, moving on to the schedule in October. For our first ACC schedule game, we have October the 2nd at Florida State on a Saturday. Time to be determined. Now, Florida State, if you guys really pay attention close to Syracuse football, you would know that Florida State has been a powerhouse for years and years. They're finally starting to take a little off those wins. The Orange took them down a couple of years ago in the Dome for the first time in 55 years. Now, if you were to see Dino Babers, he was all over it. He was very excited. I mean, why wouldn't he be excited? The last time it happened, the Beatles were hot. The last time it happened, the 66 Mustang was the baddest thing on the road. Dino Babers' words. Now, do I see the Orange winning this game at Florida State? Now, I'm going to say something real quick. This non-conference schedule is a lot more hefty than Florida State's non-conference schedule, getting them ready to play the Orange on Saturday, October 2nd. Now, the Orange, I believe, will be more ready than Florida State. It will be a good game, in fact. Chief Osceola be coming out in the early going, smashing that. Stick right into the middle of the field. The Knowles fans are going to be all over this game in Florida on their home field, but I do see the Orange coming out in victory and becoming 4-1 on this season, moving into the next week against Wake Forest. Now, Florida State is a very good football team. They always are very well coached, but I do see the Orange coming up on top, and I see Josh Black getting a lot of sacks in this one as Florida State's offensive line really, really needs some help. Moving on to October the 9th, the Orange go on to play Wake Forest on that Saturday. Time to be determined. I do see the Orange playing a really, really good game in this one. I do see them losing. I see the Orange going 4-2 here, losing to Wake Forest in the Loud House on that Saturday the 9th for a couple of reasons. One, the Orange go on to play Clemson in a huge, huge game the next upcoming week. And Wake Forest is not a team to overlook whatsoever. And you're coming off a big win at Florida State, maybe getting a little high on yourself. I do see Wake Forest coming up on top. It will be a very close game, don't get me wrong, but in the fourth quarter, I believe they're going to break away. I see Wake Forest winning this game, and I see the Orange going 4-2. Moving into the prime time Friday night game at 7, broadcasted on ESPN against the Clemson Tigers. And let me tell you, if I was to say I was excited for a game, this would be the game. I'm going to this game. I'm very, very excited to watch this game play out. And let me tell you, I'm not saying this because I'm an Orange fan. If you were to ask any Tigers fan, the Orange have a history with this Clemson Tigers team since 2017. 2017, the Orange knocked them off down into the Loud House. In the Loud House. Lots of fans there, 40,000 plus. The next year, the Orange lose in heartbreaking fashion in Clemson's own territory, in their own field. The next year, last year, the Orange did not play them too close. It was an okay game. It wasn't last year. It was the year before. It's 2 years ago. The Orange in 2019, I believe, he went on to play the Tigers at home, sold out crowd. The college section was going nuts. And it was a great game. for the most part. The Orange just couldn't score on a lot of opportunities they had. The Clemson did not have a lot of points. Defense played great. It was a good game. They played them tight. And if the Orange's offense could prevail, that's another win for the Orange. And last year, the Orange had a lead until 5 minutes left in Clemson. And then they just broke apart in the fourth quarter. Now, the Orange really played them close, and Clemson has prevailed a lot. But this upcoming year, I believe that since Syracuse had a bad year, Dabo Swinney is not one to look over a team, but Dabo Swinney is the kind of guy who doesn't really worry about a team. And I believe Syracuse will come out on top and prevail in this 7 o'clock primetime ESPN game, the 15th of October on that Friday. It's going to be a good one. It really is, and I do see the Orange coming on top, and I believe that puts them at 5-2. Yes, it does. It puts them at 5-2 right now. Moving on to the 23rd of October at Virginia Tech on a Saturday. Time to be determined once again. I do see the Orange losing this game. It's at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech always has a great football team. Coming off a huge win at Clemson, the Orange are 5-2. I see the Orange losing this game, and I don't see it being very close, to be honest with you. 5-3, that puts the Orange at, as they move on to October 30th in the Loud House versus Boston College. Now, Boston College, our rivalry. The Orange are at 5-3 right now, in my opinion. Moving on, in the Carrier Dome, the Loud House, fans are going nuts for our rivalry, BC. If I was to say someone was going to win in this one, I'd bet all my money on the Cuse. I believe that the Orange will come out on top in this game against Boston College on this Saturday. Neither program has done very good in the past 10 years or done anything in the past 10 years. And the Orange have been winning more than them in the past 10 years. BC did have a better year than the Orange last year. They always have a tough team. And this year, I do see the Orange having a tough team due to Garrett Schrader coming in. And if DeVito doesn't play good in the first few games, they'll have Garrett Schrader to rely on. I do see the Orange coming in up on top and making them bowl eligible in the Dome, making them 6-3 on the season. Now, this is where the schedule gets really tough. At Louisville, and this is our bye week. This is our bye week, keep in mind. At Louisville with 2 weeks rest. You guys are going to think I'm nuts for saying this. I believe that for one reason, and one reason only, the Orange are going to come out and prevail in this game against Louisville on this Saturday. It's a bye week. The Orange have a lot of time to prepare for this game, and I see the Orange coming up on top in this game, making them 7-3 on the year. November 20th at North Carolina State. I don't have much to say about this one. The Orange are going to get smoked. I just think they're going to get smoked. I'm going to put them at 7-4, and the Orange are going to under-prepare for this North Carolina State team. They're going to spend so much time thinking about Louisville. They're going to get pretty beat up at Louisville. They're a tough team. I do see our linebackers and safeties getting some picks in this one. Having a great game. So I don't see the Orange really winning this game at all. And this has the Orange going to their last game, 7-4 on the year. Can't ask for a much better year. In the Loud House playing Pittsburgh. Now 7-4 on the year. The Orange are getting excited. They're going to a bowl game. Fans are excited. Loud House is nearly sold out. For the final game versus Pittsburgh, I have the Orange going 8-4 on the year, and DeVito and Schrader, and our defense is really going to feed off that third down energy in that last game of the year, the 27th of November, just after Thanksgiving. And I do see the Orange real hungry for a bowl game. And if I was to make a prediction, I say Pinstripe Bowl, as the Orange will go on to win that one or go on to play that one. We will wait to see. I see the Orange going 8-4 this year, a big step up from 1-10 last year. The only win, Georgia Tech, who is not on our schedule this year. But when you really think about it, those 3 out of 4 wins in our non-conference schedule was a huge one, a real big one, real big. And if without that, that puts you at 4-4. Because you have 8 games and 4 games. 500 record in ACC play, and you have 7,500 in 750 in conference play. So I do see the Orange having a great year this year. 8-4, I see their final record being unbiased opinion and them being in the Pinstripe Bowl. It was great. Thank you for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. The grind is real. The roller coaster is only going up from here. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And always, always, always remember, let's go Syracuse. See you guys.